Alright, so before I even begin to talk about the fact that this is the second to last typing we have to cover, and how Flying type has some notoriously good Pokemon in it, or, well, the fact that heavy duty boots exist, I owe my viewers a formal apology. I had referred to Palafin as a fish, when it is actually a mammal. I had slandered the good name of a mon that I had claimed to hold dear. Because of this, I have since forced myself to watch several documentaries about dolphins as penance for my crimes. And I will not refer to Palafin, Dr. Blowhole from Madagascar, or Spanky from Sonic Wings as a fish again. Thank you for correcting me on this. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, flying types. They fly. They're immune to spikes, sticky webs, and toxic spikes, and love to wear heavy-duty boots. This is the top 10 of them of Gen 9's competitive existence. No super legendaries, no megas, Z-moves, or G-max. And it has to be obtainable in Scarlet and Violet. So with that said, let's soar the skies. Honorable mentions. I miss Skarmory, man. I miss Skarmory. So, other than Terra Fairy and Pray Something Works, I really don't know much about Galarian Moltres. It got banned from UU for being too good in it, with its Agility plus Nasty Plot set, and in OU, it just hasn't found a place. It's not bad. No, in fact, far from it, or it wouldn't be on the list. It's just that, due to its awkward stats, it becomes hard to manage. Berserk is a solid ability though. You take enough damage and go +1, which makes agility a free use. Fiery Wrath and Terra Fairy Terra Blast are hard to switch in. Although, that lies the other issue. Hurricane is its only flying stab, and you're always running agility plus Nasty Plot. So, sadly, something is probably always finding a way to wall you, which makes Galarian Moltres a tad inconsistent. Probably the other reason it gets used so little. I wish it was just a little better. Oh. Okay. This is, embarrassing and awkward. So you know how number 9 on the water list was Pelipper? You know how we're currently on number 9? So, Pelipper is, it's back. In fact, it's in the same spot. This is new. Well, I talked about how it makes Basculegion, Zapdos, and Barraskewda stronger. Also adds extra threat presence to like Greninja and Ogerpon Wellspring. Technically, also Walking Wake. You know, immaculate support. It's the face of rain that isn't Kyogre. Play U-Turn, Hurricane, Roost, Defog, Surf, and Ice Beam in some order. Scarf and Specs are really funny to throw people off. Terra Ground is a way to show Electrics what for. With that said, go get 'em. Maybe I'm just sleeping on Corviknight to have it this low, and one could be very correct to tell me that. However, I do respect Corviknight in Gen 9. The fact that it can be this usable in a tier with Goldango in it says something about it. It's an excellent U-turn pivot, an Iron Press sweeper, a pressure stall Pokemon, and can hold Rocky Helmet, heavy duty boots, and leftovers with great efficiency. Brave Bird can also sometimes be good on it, but not frequently. Its excellent defensive profile is what keeps it around, with all of 2 weaknesses that are easy to play around, and of course, for when that Goldango is finally dead, Defog. Corviknight plays a healthy role in keeping physically defensive threats in check and fights against a hazard stacking metagame. Recommended Terra? Water to beat Fire, Fighting to use Body Press harder and eat Sucker Punch from King Gambit, or Dragon to resist Fire and Electric. Enamorus is a Pokemon that sometimes I don't really know if it deserves to be here on this list, you know? I don't see enough of this mon when playing to ever be like, Enamorus, oh no, you know? Actually, I do gotta give credit where credit is due, even if I myself don't ever find myself clamoring to use Enamorous too often. It's fast with strong Fairy Stab and resists Sucker Punch, with Contrary making Superpower a real ass thing it can click. Its mixed attacking sets can threaten the likes of Kingambit, Hisui and Samurott, and Great Tusk with relative ease, and Earth Power catching a balloonless Goldengo on the Switch can be disastrous for it. It's an excellent breaker in the tier that can force a decent chunk of the tier to consider whether or not they want to switch in. So it's got a place in the tier. Just don't get cocky against Raging Bolt. Recommended Terra? Ground so you can get cocky against Raging Bolt. Moltres is a Pokemon I will proudly say that I always knew it was good, and I don't make those claims very often. What does it do without Defog? Oh, you know, just punishes Kingambit with fire attacks and Flame Body, as well as uses said ability to threaten crippling punishes on Great Tusk, Hisui and Samurott, Zamazenta, and any Pokemon that uses Rapid Spin, U-Turn, or a physical contact move at all. Bullying Rillaboom and Meowscarada is always nice too. Just please be a little nicer to Meowscarada. It is pretty cute. All of this and access to U-Turn so it can use the pressure it brings to get easy momentum. And all of that while having pretty solid bulk, speed, and offenses. Roar is good on it to promote Hazardship since spinners don't want to spin against it. It is a perfectly built Firebird, and it warms my heart to see that it kept up with the times. Recommended Terra? Grass, Water, or Fairy probably. And Zapdos is just a consistent staple that keeps on giving. I can't recall a moment in my life where Zapdos was ever remotely considered bad. Yeah, it fell to UU until Gen 8 when they gave it the boots, and Thundurus T was more popular for a few gens. But now, oh how the tables have turned. Nowadays, Zapdos is a jerk, and everyone loves it. Why? Because static. So, you know how all those physical attackers don't want to spin or click Ceaseless into Moltres? Yeah, very similar stuff here. Static threatens a para on those U-turners and such. Volt Switch, Discharge, and Hurricane is hard to switch into. And with its natural bulk and Roost, it sticks around for a while. What makes Zapdos better is that Moltres is vulnerable to knockoff a lot harder than Zapdos is, and slowing a Pokemon down can be just the tool Zapdos' teammates need to set up and win a game. And next up, we have Articuno, is what I would say if I were a liar. No, this is the slot dedicated to a different Gen 1 flying type. I don't think I need to truly explain Dragonite, right? Multiscale is nuts, and its game plan has been pretty consistent throughout its life. You Dragon Dance, you put some combination of Fire Punch, Earthquake, Scale Shot, or Outrage for the next 2 slots. Dual Wing Beat is for when you're feeling spicy, and Sub plus Roost is for when you think you're the best player ever. And Extreme Speed. Don't forget about that. Nothing else matters. Terra, Normal, Extreme, Speed. Actually, just Diet Arceus. And it does a better job at it than Silvally. The only true answer is the Terra Ghost subscribe button, which you should hit if you want to out Dragonite. Gliscor is Gliscor. People have clamored for this Mon's ban, and for good reason. It's an annoying son of a gun, even without Roost. Hell, I even hate this guy. All it does is set up hazards, heal up with Protect plus Toxic Orb healing, use Toxic, and then either U-turn out, knock off, or spam Earthquake. And with Terra Water, letting it Terra out of its weaknesses, all it does is be really hard to kill and consistently able to set up these annoying hazards. Swords Dance plus Facade Terra Normal, this Pokemon is a king of sitting there and stacking hazards. It honestly disgusts me to look at in Team Preview. Finally, the honest ground and flying type. where Gliscor commits war crimes by setting up layers of spikes and refusing to die, Landorus has a much more honest career choice. He's an Intimidate and U-turn pivot that can be played offensively or defensively. Modestly only ever sets up Stealth Rock and can use its naturally excellent spread to fulfill a variety of roles depending on the team and what it needs. Not only that, but he also damn near fell off and then sprung back with a vengeance when everyone realized that, actually, with Grass Knot and Earth Power, he can play a specially defensive set that punishes Great Tusk instead of losing to it. Recommended Terras? Water to beat your weakness, or Ghost to beat the Rapid Spinners. Maybe I am overhyping Landorus due to its legacy ever since it came out, but this Pokemon is one of the most consistent performers of all time. The only thing better than this is a thing that isn't allowed to be used in the tier it reigns over. That damn Hedgehog. Wait. I already do this bit. Shaman Sky is what we in the business like to call cheap. Alright, well, yeah, kinda? I didn't do exactly that, but I guess the best grass type happens to also be the best flying type. Nothing really ever changed involving Shaman. It does the same old thing where P's bad in Ubers and spams Serene Grace Air Slash to get flinches with its obscene speed. Or it uses Seed Flare and Earth Power to tear things apart. And when it isn't doing that, it's using an annoying Subseed set that aims to sit there and sap away your hard-earned HP for its floral agenda. Every time Shaman Sky has ever been allowed, it was immediately removed. Ice Shard existing or not, it does not deserve to exist. Recommended Terra? Flying if you want more flinch, Steel if you want to live Ice Shard and then get more flinch. Sometimes you gotta look at all these high flyers who reach for the clouds and succeed and be a little envious. They make it look so easy. But that's enough about the clouds. What do you say we conclude this saga with our lives with a topic a little more grounded?